All right. Okay, yo. So I don't know why the frames in this video recording are fucking trash, but it is what it is. We'll have to roll with it. But the footage that I will show you versus Unleash, guys, I'm new to streaming. I don't know what the fuck bitrate is, but the footage looks like shit because my bitrate was set too low. I have fixed that now, so future streams the bitrate is gonna be a lot better. Um, but just to preface, the quality of the GVG against Unleash is absolute dog poo, and I didn't record it directly into my PC, so I'm just picking footage out from the VOD. So it will look like poo. But speaking of streaming, guys, follow me on twitch.tv/faceasmxo. You know, I appreciate the people that, gifted subs and shit. Like, completely out of fucking nowhere. I appreciate that. Thank you guys, all of you. With that also being said, guys, subscribe to my fucking YouTube channel, bro. Like, get me to 1,000 subs. Like, I beg, help a brother out. But now that I've been unbenched, I've had the time to actually play around with one dagger and test if the new masteries actually make us into a DPS class. And so far, I can confirm that we are very much up. We are a viable DPS class in both PvP and PvE. At least in PvP for now, while no one has gear. I mean, I don't have gear either. So just to show you guys, this is my current gear. Right? This is the only tier 2 piece that I have, and it's mainly for defensive stats. It's not even fully traded yet. So there you go. Before you guys start calling me out that I'm a gear lord, no, I'm not. I have no gear. I don't even have artifacts right now. I'm at 5.1k because of, like, I have a couple green artifacts, but I didn't have those in the GVG fights. So you can't use the argument that I outgear people. Also, speaking of builds, I will not be including my quest log in here simply because I have no clue what the fuck I want to go yet as well. I've cooked up plenty of builds. I just don't know which one to follow. But now I'm also being told that Vanguard and going Endurance on one dagger is the play. But looking at these fucking prices, bro, ain't no way. I ain't doing that. Alright, so the first iteration of one dagger DPS that I played, which is what you're seeing now against Unleash, is the single target sender, where I just blow people up one at a time. So with that being said, we don't take the AoE version of Touch of Despair, and for Curse Explosion we take Focus Target. For Corrupted Magic Circle, we take Decaying Touch. Enchanting Time, so we buff ourselves every time, so we don't have to rely on our healers to do it, and that means our healers can buff the other DPSs in our party. Assuming that your guild does shit like that, of course. I've seen some VODs, and some of these guilds are atrocious, I'll be real. But, in regards to dagger specializations, we take Cleaving Moonlight for consecutive use and effect accumulation. Same, everything in Mad Sword Dance, primarily because of the Abyssal Burst, but also with effect accumulation and inject venom, increased duration and inject venom. With Mad Sword Dance and Cleaving Moonlight, we can get 20 stacks of both Thunder and Poison on a target. And that just increases the damage of our Fatal Stigma, right? And when you use these two skills on top of your dots ticking on them, Fatal Stigma will do a ton of damage because of this, right? The more health they've lost, the more damage Fatal Stigma will do. But I'm also running Peerless Obsidian Razors, which increases the damage of Fatal Stigma and increases the range of it, which also means we save points since we don't have to take the skill range. We save 7 points on that, which is nuts, which is great. Shadow Strike, increased range, and then Camouflage Cloak, we take CC immunity, which is kind of fucky sometimes. Sometimes this shit just doesn't work. And cooldown reduction, because, I mean, I don't really have anywhere else to throw this, right? So that is the first skill loadout for one dagger single target. In terms of passives, we take Murderous Energy, Assassin's Step for mobility, but this also gives us attack speed because of our masteries. Shadow Walker for the evasion passives, of course. Wrathful Edge, crit damage by 18%, which also plays into our mastery. Saint's Oath, we can switch Saint's Oath and Noble Revival depending on which masteries we take, but I'll touch on that later. Wraith's Beacon, of course, because increased curse chance and durations. I have Devotion and Emptiness, which I will touch on again, and Vampiric Contract, which I'll touch on again right now when we talk about the masteries. So We take Vampiric Contract because of Vampiric Onslaught. It changes the heals into damage. So this basically means we get 14% extra damage every time we use a skill hit, or every time we land a skill on an enemy, right? And with Mad Sword Dance and Cleaving Moonlight and everything else, we are going to get a ton of ticks from Vampiric Onslaught, right? Which is fucking crazy, especially when we take... I also forgot to mention that we do take Umbral Spirit as well. So that also jumps people. And again, more procs of Vampiric Onslaught. And with that being said, more procs means we have a higher chance to proc Abyssal Burst on the target, which is a mini curse explosion on targets that have both your dots up, right? So the combo would generally be, you jump on them with Shadow Strike, you use Decaying Touch and Touch of Despair, pop your Poison, pop Fatal Stigma, Mad Sword Dance, Cleaving Moonlight. Okay, Umbral Spirit before you do Mad Sword Dance and Cleaving Moonlight, actually. And that should chunk them down a fair amount, right? And then you just cast Explosion at the end. For the most part, that will kill people, assuming you have the stats to like get through the defenses and shit. So we take both Eye of Emptiness and Light of Devotion as well, so we get the permanent version of Devotion and Emptiness. Right now it's split during day and night, but with those two, we get both effects at all times. And we get the buffed versions too, which is fucking great. With Saint's Oath, right, this is the one where you could switch it out with Noble Revival depending on your preference. Right now I'm just playing around testing both of them. With Saint's Oath though, you still do need to get hit, and it has a 20% chance to increase your damage over time. And personally, I don't like getting hit because right now, because I have no gear, that usually means I die. So I'm not really a big fan of this. I'd rather just take the flat damage increase, right? Hold on, let me show you. So right now, we have 368 max damage, right? And then when we take Warrior's Gambit and we put on Noble Revival, our max damage goes up to 85. So that is a 17 base damage increase, which is pretty good. It's pretty fucking good. But then again, you also have that chance to get... You have that chance to get a 75% skill damage boost and damage over time increase. But you do risk getting hit. And that goes back to my point of, you know, maybe we do run Vanguards to be tanky. But right now, it's way too fucking expensive. I'm not bothered to run that shit. Fuck that. So, yeah. That could be the play, and you just become a fucking juicer and you do a fuck ton of damage because of the 75% skill damage over time and skill damage boost increase. Could be cracked, but I'm not going that build. Fuck that. Way too expensive. I'm a brokey. So, yeah. Anyway, for the final ring, if you have enough points, you take this for the +2 perception, but if you don't, you just take the damage over time increase and heavy attack chance to unlock this. And again, Abyssal Burst, which I mentioned earlier, which is the combo with Mad Sword Dance and Cleaving Moonlight to just proc those mini curse explosions. Alright, now on to the Dagger Masteries. So I'm not going to talk about like the minor nodes. You guys can figure this out as why they'll be good. I believe in you guys. Trust. Like, obviously, hit chance and shit. Heavy. I believe in you guys. You guys can sort it out. But same with the daggers. We want to go for potent toxicity, which I don't know what this means, right? The dagger passives confuse the fuck out of me. Enhances poison and thundercloud effects by 50%. What does that mean? Right? Does that increase their damage or what? Right? Like, I don't actually know. But it sounds good, so I'll take it. Right? And then, this could be bad for us though, because it decreases the duration by 5 seconds. So yeah, again guys, I'm not 1000% sure on this. Maybe this is good, but crit damage is reduced. I mean, these are all kind of useless for us, I'll be real. But I don't know if this is actually good, but it sounds good, so I'll just take it for now. Right? This kind of just gets unlocked because we want more attack speed. Either of these work. You could take this too, to be honest. Any of these three work, but we need these two to unlock potent toxicity, right? Again, this gets unlocked, which is actually kind of good, but these two are kind of meh. We don't really need crit like that, but it doesn't hurt to have. Mana regen, I guess, for PvE. It does increase max damage as well, so maybe that could be good. But yeah, I haven't run that yet. So Venomous Edge, Wrathful Edge now deals 70% of base damage as an AoE if they're affected by Inject Venom. So yeah, but then it is with melee heavy attack and increases damage per poison stack, which we get pretty easily with the Mad Sword Dance and Cleaving Moonlight. So this could actually be really good. And then combat velocity when we unlock this shit, right? Ranged evasion, of course, pretty good. I am going evasion. And attack speed and weaken chance, we get combat velocity, which increases attack speed every time we proc Assassin Step, which also increases our movement speed. So that is huge. Fuck off Discord. Skill damage boost and more movement speed to unlock Strategic Exchange. This increases the damage of our poisons and thunderclouds. Thundercloud stacks, right? I don't know if this actually increases the damage of Fatal Stigma, because Fatal Stigma just says that it increases off poison stacks, right? I don't know if, like, that means increased poison damage means this. The damage on this increases as well. Not 100% sure. But again, it sounds good, but I just don't know if it actually works how I think it works, right? But either way, if we don't, like, run... if we don't get the Fatal Stigma explosion off, I've seen my dots, like my poisons, tick for like 1k on people. So I guess it's good. Again, don't quote me on that. And then we want Dexterous Power as well, because we are running below 80 dex, which gives us more evasion at the end. And now this base damage attack increases by 150. Kind of meh, to be honest. I kind of just took it because I want the magic hit chance here and the +2 dex, right? Again, more stats, good. So that is all the masteries for now. Skill loadouts. The second version that I played uses the same masteries, but it is more AoE focused, right? Like I tried sleep bombing against Orca, but I don't know, sleep bombing is just kind of whack, I'll be real. But this, I'll use this if my party comp is mainly ranged, right? In the fight against Orca, the Leviathan fight against Orca, I was in a group with like bows and staffs. So I was like, we could probably go in because we do still have a tank, but I'm just gonna stay back and be a little bitch. So I ended up taking, let's go into the skill mastery, skill specializations. I ended up taking the return version of Shadowy Escape. And I completely just dropped Cleaving Moonlight. I do still have Mad Sword Dance and Fatal Stigma, but with the spare points from Camouflage Cloak, I just didn't take CC immunity because I don't care anymore. It doesn't work half the time, so fuck it. And I slotted in knife throwing instead of Cleaving Moonlight for that extra AoE, healing reduction, just little pepper damage basically. And again, more hits to potentially proc mini curse explosions, which is always nice. And then for the one specializations, we take the AoE version of Touch of Despair, Curse Explosion. We do still take Decaying Touch, but now we also run Karmic Haze. And I have like enough cooldown reduction to where it doesn't feel as shit to run Karmic Haze anymore, because I do have it at a 30-second cooldown. And with my full build, this drops even lower. So it doesn't feel as bad compared to before, where this used to be like a 40-second cooldown or like 45, right? Because that was just depressing. But as you can see from the gameplay, yeah, you just stack these on tanks, and then when people come close to them, Karmic Haze, Curse Explosion, boom, it chunks them, right? Someone clipped on my stream as well, where I tested this on tanks just standing still, and it one-shots them. So yeah, it's pretty fucking good. Those are the two builds I'm running right now on one Dagger. Again, gear build, guys, I'm still tier 1. Like, don't ask me for my fucking quest log, because I don't know what I'm going. But But yeah, that is the video for now, chat. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. I've noticed a lot more one daggers coming out the fucking woodworks. Also, quick disclaimer: you probably do need Tevent for this to actually work. If there's anyone out there that plays this class without Tevent, let me know how that goes. Because I'm not abandoning my Tevent just to find out if it works or not. I'll be real. But yeah, so yeah, hope you guys have fun with the class. Just don't play it, please. I beg. Don't play the class. I don't want this class to be mainstream. I don't want to see fucking rats running around. Like, yeah, no. I get. Yeah, let us stay niche, bro. Like, you meta slaves, stick to your spear daggers or your staff daggers. Get the fuck off my class. Leave a like, subscribe, and don't play this class.